Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much. Hit subscribe right now to my super chat. Thank you so very, very much for watching. I actually have an upload, a condensed version of this segment. Thank you, everyone, for your kind words and for watching. Let's get started. The FBI is not going to find any evidence about a fleeting moment in time 37 years ago. That's the first accuser. The FBI is not going to find, and by the way, Ford could be telling the truth. I don't know, but then I also know that Brett Kavanaugh could be telling the truth. So what happens when you have somebody who claims his innocence and there's no evidence to prove his guilt? Well, then you have to then, since we are a nation with the rule of law, you have to say that you can't just say you believe someone. You believe someone because of evidence. And you can't say that the Me Too is about no evidence. No, Me Too movement is about evidence of manipulative men or evil men that hurt women. These women, these people who have been victimized, men and women, know the location. They know the time. They know how they got to a place, how they left a place. Suddenly, Democrats have criminalized confidence, criminalized, have turned evidence, have turned allegation into evidence. In this case, and with the Mueller probe, confidence into evidence. Erectus Maximus, FBI will say they need more time to investigate. It could be the case, but it could be the case, but there's no more James Comey. There's no more Andrew McCabe. There's no more Peter Strzok. And this is the first real test of the post-James Comey FBI. I don't think they're going to fail this test, because then you're talking about congressional funding. Then you're talking about because they want budgets. They want budget increases, all these agencies. Then you're talking about really upsetting Congress. And then you know that the smartest people in the room, you, me, know that Republicans will keep control of the House and keep control of the Senate. And they know that as well. They know that as well. They know that also. They know that Republicans are going to keep control of the House and Senate. And I'm telling you, party on this channel, November 6, 2018. There is going to be a party on this channel. So there's not going to be any evidence, because you can't suddenly morph, you can't suddenly transform words into evidence. You can go ahead and link testimony to evidence. You can link testimony to all different types of evidence, especially with assault. You need to link evidence. You cannot simply say, well, somebody said something, and it's the era of this political movement, started, by the way, by people on the left. I'm talking about Harvey Weinstein, Eric Schneiderman, Bill Clinton, Anthony Weiner, possibly Keith Ellison. That's another example of duplicitous behavior. Erectus Maximus, second time STEM got an investigation on accusations. Exactly. The first time was the Mueller probe. So the Democratic Party is going to lose in the midterms. And when they lose, they'll completely implode. They will absolutely, completely, and utterly implode. But what do Democrats want from this FBI? How do you investigate? How do you investigate an alleged crime when you don't know the location? This is just like the DNC, the alleged DNC hack, which has never been proven. They say the DNC was hacked. Well, where are the hackers? Where's the evidence that it was hacked? Dragon model, hello. Where's the evidence that DNC was hacked? Okay, where's the location of where Brett Kavanaugh was supposed to have done this? Now they're looking at his calendars and they're saying, "Oh my God, look at this, look at that." I mean, they're completely. This will backfire. Everything they do is going to backfire upon them. Every single thing they do. Every single thing they do. This is Kafkaesque. This is Kafkaesque. I mean, Democrats have made this into this like existential, this is like bizarre, like the Twilight Zone. Like, what is going on? This blind quest for power will not be rewarded on November 6th, and they know. They know that they know that they might not get the House. In their minds, they probably will, because you have media doing the same thing it did in 2016. They will never learn. Why? Because the media are cheerleaders for the Democratic Party. They don't care what the truth is. There used to be a time when media actually cared about truth. There used to be acknowledged truths, like a truth that's acknowledged by everyone, that nobody deviated from. Okay, well, we're not going to make this up. Like when you debate somebody, there is an acknowledged truth that you have to kind of work. Well, these are my claims, and this is the evidence that I use, and evidence is an acknowledged truth. Truth remains constant. There is the truth, and then two people can argue, but you can't deviate so far from the truth. You can disagree about something. You can disagree on an issue, but you can't deviate so far from logic, so far from reason, so far from reality, so far from truth that you become a Democrat. JT, be cool. You can't go ahead and be so illogical, so irrational. So then they wear these shirts down like, I believe so-and-so. Well, what does that have to do with logic? Who cares what you believe to be true? You have to prove it. You have to prove it. You cannot simply condemn people. There are people, men who have been already sent to prison on false witness, on false evidence, or on charges they were not guilty of, they were innocent of. And that is consistent with providing evidence, is consistent with believing women. I do believe the majority of women don't have anything to gain. This is fishy, though. This is a little bit fishy. And the women are now calling this out. I've never seen so many women call this out. Women on the right, and even women like independent writers, and they're calling this out. The opposite of what you would want in the Me Too movement is taking place. The opposite. Now people are going to be reluctant to just believe any accusation, which is a good thing, but at the same time, it stifles voices of women who don't have the Democratic Party paying for their legal fees. This was the most vague, bizarre accusation. The other two were just crazy. And the interesting thing is, if Ford doesn't back up the other two, then you don't have anything. And she didn't. Ford could have simply said, oh, yeah, Avenatti's client, yeah. Or like could have simply corroborated the story without even Avenatti's client coming out. Now Avenatti looks like a bigger clown than, And that accusation doesn't even implicate him directly. Women are coming out for Kavanaugh. Women. They tried to ruin his name, and their names were ruined. They tried to destroy him. They were destroyed. You cannot go ahead and try to destroy somebody under the pretense of simply acquiring power and not expect everyone to see what you're up to. The great thing about these live streams, I can speak to you directly, look at you directly. You can look at me, and we can have a conversation about an agreed upon value system, and also the reality, not just agreed upon reality. The reality is Democrats lost. The reality is they have no evidence of Trump Russia. The reality is that they have no evidence of this against Kavanaugh. The reality is that, well, I'm telling you what the reality is, and I'm predicting the future. Oh, I'm predicting the future. I'm so amazing. It doesn't take Nostradamus to see that Democrats will lose again. I stated all throughout 2016, Clinton would lose. They said I was crazy. I predicted 2016. I'm telling you, I'm going to predict the midterms. But now I'm like going on record in every single way possible. Okay? Because people forgot that I was every day was, you know how I go ahead, I'm like, obsessed. I'm like obsessive. I have OCD on certain issues. Well, I did the same thing. I did the same thing, but people forgot. So I'm doubling, tripling. I'm telling you, Republicans will keep control of the House, and it's going to be glorious. Brooke. I blame society. You are awesome. And I thank you for watching. And I thank everyone for watching. Because everyone is invited. I blame society is invited. G. Taylor, everyone's invited. November 6, 2018.
We're caught in a trap. I can't walk out. Because I love you too much, baby.
Elvis will be there. Little Donnie will be there. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be fantastic. Yes. Let me see if this is the original Sticks, X, and Hammer. It is the original Sticks. Yes, Sticks is in the house.
We can't go on together with suspicious minds. And we can't build our dreams.
Sticks, Elvis says hello. I'm blessed to have an awesome discussion with Sticks in November, and it's going to be fantastic. And it'll hopefully be on this channel. I'd love to be on his channel as well. And Sticks, I listen to you every day, and just in my H.A. Goodman mind, 10.2 in the house. Yes, he is a 10.2. He's awesome. Sticks, when Republicans keep control of the House and the Senate and the game in the Senate, because I'm predicting they're going to keep control of the House. I'm gonna dress up like Sticks. I'm gonna take off my shirt, put on a leather jacket. So, but thank you for showing up. This is a big honor. And what do Democrats do? What do they do? When Kavanaugh is confirmed, what do they do? Omar Pena, hello. What do they do when Kavanaugh is confirmed? Spoon Clank, yes. Eric H526. Erectus Maximus sticks to Sticks, did you see what Erectus Maximus said? Well, we must take it 100% seriously. It was an allegation. But what do Democrats do? DM, Paradise Theater is my favorite Sticks album. DM. What do Democrats do when Kavanaugh is confirmed? When the FBI says, oh, There's the evidence. That's it. We have a we have an admission. What did Democrats do when Kavanaugh is confirmed? What happens when their treachery is no longer rewarded? What happens? They go into late October. Late October, the third quarter economic numbers will come out. Third quarter economic numbers. And you're looking at over 4.5, possibly 5% GDP growth. That's what the Atlanta Fed says. Let's see what the Atlanta Fed says. Erectus Maximus. Atlanta Fed, 5% G. So the Democrats are going in. Atlanta Fed raises U.S. third quarter GDP growth by view to 5%. The U.S. economy is growing at a 5% annualized rate in the third quarter following the latest data on construction spending and manufacturing activity. The Atlanta Federal Reserve GDP Now forecast model showed on Wednesday. This was this was what, over a month ago. That was faster. 2 months ago. That was faster than the 4.7% pace calculated by the regional Fed's forecast program on Thursday. So the Atlanta Fed said, for the third quarter, which comes out when? When does it come out, Democrats? When does it come out? Oh, it comes out late October. Blue wave crashes into 4.7%. Oh, but wait. Who knows if the Atlanta Fed is right? But they upgraded the analysis. They increased the number to 5%. You have over 4.5% GDP growth. Democrats are done. You have 5% GDP growth? How on earth do they get even more than 15 or 16 net gain seats? Thank you, Chukalukes99. Thank you. 5 okay. So they increased their projection from 4.7 to 5. Winston Churchill took a fall. So you have an economy that's growing. You have already empirical data. There is no participation trophy for the midterms. There have been special elections, 10 of them, 9 by some counts. Of the 10, Democrats have lost 8. Democrats are 2 and 8. Democrats are 2 and 8. You don't make the playoffs with 2 and 8. You don't make the playoffs with 2 and 8, but you do make the playoffs with an 8 and 2 record, or whatever. You're on your way. Thank you, Adam Bomb 31458. Sticks H.A. Crowder, Mount Rushmore of Clearthing. Thank you, Adam Bomb 31458. That is a great honor for me, and I appreciate that. Thank you, Adam Bomb 31458. But if you're 2 and 8 in empirical, hopefully Sticks is here. He'll get a kick out of this. He already knows this because he's spoken about this before. But $30 million they spent on John Ossoff. Okay? I love this so much. I love this so much. So much. I love it. They spent $30 million on a Democrat in late 2017. He lost to Karen Handel. He lost. But I just want to tell you how they gaslight people with the polls. Up. Okay, so New poll shows John Ossoff with 7-point lead in Georgia race. Democrat John Ossoff, buoyed by a record $24 million in fundraising, has notched his best poll result of Georgia's special House election with less than 2 weeks to go in the contest. Less than 2 weeks to go? Less than 2 weeks to go? Thank you, Sailing Open Seas. Thank you. Less than 2 weeks to go? That means John Ossoff will win. He's young. He's good looking. He's intelligent. He's a Democrat. He has $30 million more than any congressional candidate ever. More than any congressional candidate ever. By some estimates, he outraised Karen Handel, a Republican, 5-1. He lost. He lost. He's part of the 2-8 record, one of the 8 losses in the blue wave. The blue wave. It's a blue wave. It's a wave. It's a blue wave. No, it's not. New polls shows John Ossoff with 7-point lead in Georgia race. Democrat John Ossoff buoyed by a record $24 million in fundraising. Has notched his best poll result of Georgia's special House election with less than 2 weeks to go in the contest, with an Atlanta Journal-Constitution survey released Friday showing Ossoff with a 7-point lead. Wow! The survey found Ossoff with 51% of the vote to Handel's 44%. It is the second time that a poll has shown Ossoff with a 7-point lead. You mean there are more polls like this? No way! Who are competing to replace Health and Human Services Secretary Tom Price in a June 20th special election for his old district in the Atlanta suburbs. Those suburban female voters hate Trump. This is a referendum against Trump because the suburban female voters hate Trump. But they love references to mushrooms in the Yeti. Thank you, Stormy. Thank you for that wonderful, 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 wonderful vision. Thank you, Stormy. Thank you for the Yeti and the mushroom. Thank you so much. I have to envision this craziness. Thank you. Thank you so much. The mushroom and the Yeti. The yin and the yang. Thank you, Stormy Daniels. Thank you. Nervous Democrats are not planning a victory party yet. Oh, well, they're not? Because they didn't win eventually, but Roundtree noted that records showing who has cast early votes in the special election so far include more voters from more voters with a GOP primary voting history. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Trump's approval rating rests at only 40%. Ugh, this is a referendum on Trump. They interviewed 1,000 registered voters, and of the 1,000, it was John Ossoff with a 7-point lead. And we have to deal with the Yeti and the mushroom. I don't think so. I don't think so. You have polls that say that John Ossoff was ahead big. 55% chance John Ossoff wins Georgia. Big lead. Exclusive new poll. Shows John Ossoff with big lead in 6th Congressional District. No. It's an exclusive new poll. You're not cool enough to know about it, but it's an exclusive new poll. Big lead. I think it was like over 10. Double-digit lead. It's this video I don't want to go through. Oh, and by the way, Big John Cox, speaking of the mushroom and the Yeti, Big John Cox in California. Big John Cox. Well, 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 what do we have here? John Cox, the Big John Cox, closes in on Gavin Newsom. Ruh-roh. Oh, that's no good. What happens if you have a Republican governor in California, of all places? The belly of the beast. Electrical noises. Yeah, Karen Handel is very, very good. Yes, I do remember those. She was excellent, excellent. Big John Cox closes in on Gavin Newsom. Oh no. 44 to 39%. Newsom leads Republican. Businessman John Cox, 44 to 39%. Do you realize the tectonic shift, the massive, massive sea change if Big John Cox defeats Gavin Newsom? You have a situation here, ladies and gentlemen, where John Cox can make history. I don't know if he'll win, but if he wins, he'll get close. I can tell you he'll get close. He was only about 300,000 from. He had 1 million voters vote for him in California because, look, I'm tired of, I don't want to ruin your evening. If you've eaten, I apologize, but I'm talking about my state and my city. So, I apologize. I don't want to go ahead and smell poop when I get out of the car. It's not dog poop. It's human refuse. I refuse to continue doing it. I'm not going to go ahead and go to a restaurant, get out of the car, smell human refuse, think of Democrats. Not going to do it anymore. I'm voting John Cox. Okay? I'm tired of driving my car and then seeing the meth heads in the middle of the street. Sorry. I don't mind. God bless homeless people. I don't mind homeless. God bless. I always give to homeless people. God bless them. I'm not talking about the homeless people. I'm talking about the tweakers. Like I always tell you, at night, I got to look at them and I say, don't do it. Now, I'm a lover, not a fighter, but don't do it. Don't come near me. Don't touch me. Don't even come near me. I don't even, and then if you have to wait in line at a Ralph's or CVS, it's like, I don't want the cooties. But John Cox is now, let's see, sfgate.com. According to a new poll, California's 2 biggest statewide races in 2018 are tightening, as the lead for frontrunners Gavin Newsom and Dianne Feinstein has been cut to single. I don't care about Dianne Feinstein. I don't care if she loses. I don't care what happens there. The poll conducted by Probalski Research between August 29th and September 2nd found that Lieutenant Governor Gavin Newsom leads Republican businessman John Cox 44% to 39%. Newsom leads Republican businessman John Cox 44% to 39%. He had a 20% lead, a 25% lead. Newsom won 34% of the vote in June, while Cox won Big John Cox won 25%. Interestingly enough, the poll found that Newsom and Cox are virtually tied among Hispanic voters. Wow. Atom Bomb 31458. Thank you. Thank you, Atom Bomb 31458. Thank you again. Wow. John Cox and Newsom. Well, I mean, honestly, Gavin Newsom is so slimy, so slimy, so slimy. Now, he's not the Strzok and McCabe and Comey slime. He's a different type of slime. He's an old school slime. The best is now you have Alan Dershowitz after Avenatti's behind. He's going after Avenatti's tuchus, which is so hilarious. He wants the FBI to question Avenatti. Oh my God. He wants the FBI to question Avenatti's client or the affidavit. Oh my God. That is so fantastic. Oh my God. That is so great. I love that so much. I love that so much. So, because they have a little thing going, like Dershowitz called him out, and which was hilarious. And then Avenatti's like, so now see, they don't realize. So now one of the senators, Senator Hirono, is like, the FBI is already shaping up to be a farce. Yeah, right. Right. It's shaping up to be a farce because you're not getting what you want to get. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, they're going to crash and burn politically, peacefully and politically. John Cox. Well, John Cox is the Republican, so he was endorsed by Trump. So yeah, he has a chance to win. And if Democrats don't get 5, first of all, they're not even going to get 2 or 3. Maybe they'll get 1, but I think all 14 stay in California. But if they don't get 5 in California or 6 of the 14, they're not going to get the House. So you can just basically look. I mean, I've given you, and I will continue to give you the races to look at. There are about 8 or 9 races to look at to see like what's really happening. But I mean, at the end of the day, if California does not flip, which it won't, because you have voter turnout being boosted by a lot because of the big John Cox of California, the Democrats need to flip about 5 or 6 seats, and it ain't going to happen. So Avenatti is in deep trouble because now he has Dershowitz on him. And he has to now prove, like the affidavit, I was saying in the beginning, look, if you go ahead, so already like the Democrats are upset with the FBI probe because, well, I mean, they don't want anything. They want the truth. They don't want the truth. They just want, they think that, sorry, like Comey and Strzok and McCabe, they're the anomaly. And the other day I was having dinner with my cousins, and I was saying, you know, watch out for Big John Cox. And they laughed at me. And they said, oh, yeah. And I was like, no, he could come close and he might win. He'll never win. Gavin Newsom's going to win. Oh, okay. Well, I was right about the election. So, oh, well, he'll never win. He'll never win. John Cox will never win. It's Gavin Newsom. I said, no. Why do you think that? Because he's up 25 in the polls. So what? So what? The polls, the only thing they're good at is looking at momentum. Momentum. Something Democrats have no idea of. They think momentum is throwing a boomerang at Trump and then having the boomerang go around Trump and hit them in the head again. He's up 25 in the polls. He's never going to lose. You don't know anything. Well, I was right about the election. You're going to be wrong about this. I said, well, remember my name. Think of me on November 6th. No, you're not going to be lose again. No, again, you lost. I won. America won. They don't get it. They don't realize their treachery. They don't realize their treachery. They don't understand that, there is a gas tax in California, and most Californians are unhappy. Even the Democrats are unhappy. California gas tax. $0.12 per gallon. Okay. Jerry Brown signed into law 12 cents per gallon increase. So, I mean, I know that I have to pay a lot more in gas than anybody in California does, especially in LA. But you're paying 12 cents more per gallon. Sometimes a lot more than 12 cents. Campaign to repeal gas tax. That's what is fueling John Cox. He's going to repeal that tax bill. So, I mean, you're going to have a hard time if you're Gavin Newsom. You better not make it close. Frank, Democrats are pooping in their pants because when Kavanaugh gets confirmed, he'll be deciding vote on these criminals. Absolutely. Well, I am lucky because the Second Amendment, well, we're all lucky. The Second Amendment will be protected. And then just so that their treachery is repaid, Amy Coney Barrett on deck. And they can't do what they did to Kavanaugh to Amy Barrett, so they'll find something else. And then that will hurt with the Catholic vote if they try to hurt her too much. So Democrats are in a bad position because when Amy Barrett, they're gonna try to really hurt her. Horace! Amy Barrett is on deck. And Dianne Feinstein already insulted her. So the dogma is strong with. What about the dogma with Democrats? The cult mentality with Democrats. What they're going to do is they're going to try to hurt Amy Barrett. I think that Amy Barrett's going to be the next one, and that'll be a hilarious. You're gonna, if let's say Ginsburg leaves, you replace Ginsburg with Amy Barrett. Pretty much the opposite. Pretty much the opposite. And then, and then you have David French, who's the National Review. He was on the Washington Post. Trump picked the wrong judge. So there's a huge groundswell for Amy Barrett. And what if they try to hurt her, they're going to lose big. Because her faith is important to her, obviously not going to get in the way of her view of the Constitution. But if Democrats try to hurt her, what they'll be doing is they'll be alienating millions and millions and millions of Catholic voters. And with Kavanaugh, he's a man, he's a white male. Okay, so that's the identity politics thing. But you can't go with religion. You start going against a person because of their religion. It didn't you're talking about like JFK. You're talking about all these, you can't do that. You can't go and hurt Amy Coney Barrett the way you hurt Kavanaugh. So now you potentially have a Supreme Court that's far more conservative because Democrats decided to go ahead and do away with the 60 vote majority and just have a simple majority vote in 2013 because they're stupid. because they're stupid. They asked for it. They cheated Bernie. They lost with Hillary. Before that, they asked for a simple majority to vote for SCOTUS. They're stupid. You're not dealing with the sharpest tools in the shed. Their version of intelligence is calling everyone fascist they disagree with, and then voting for somebody who called black youth super predators and Hillary Clinton. Luann Davis, nominate Hillary Clinton for Supreme Court Justice. Ask FBI to investigate her back. Exactly. And this will be a different FBI, too. So suddenly they don't like the FBI now. One of the Democratic senators is upset with the FBI, which is hilarious. Senator Hirono, the FBI probe is already shaping up to be a farce. How so? How so? A farce in what way? You're not going to find evidence of anything. You're talking about only words. Words need to correlate with evidence if you're going to ruin someone's life, or if you're going to say, no, this person can't be on the Supreme Court. Can't just be an allegation. And you also can't mitigate the Me Too movement to just allegations. People who have been victimized have evidence on their side, at least some of it. At least they know where it happened, what time, when, how they got there, how they left. These allegations are so bizarre, they're so broad that one has to wonder, well, maybe they were influenced by the Democratic Party. Not saying they were. Dr. Ford could be telling the truth. I don't know. That's what the Democrats do. I don't know. We don't know. New Jersey, yeah. What is the guy? Hugan. Hugan could go ahead, Frank. Frank Hugan could go ahead and win in New Jersey. I mean, how can you have a blue wave when you have the Senate going Republican even more so, and you could win in terms of contests for governor? I mean, they are totally, in every single facet of politics, they are losing miserably. Here you have a Democratic Party who loved Harvey Weinstein, who took money from Harvey Weinstein, and they're okay with it. You have Eric Schneiderman, the New York Attorney General. The New York Attorney General, who basically used, his relationships were like punching bags. According to news reports, I cannot say with certainty, but one must assume, since he did resign, he didn't say he was 100% innocent. In fact, what he said was they were role-playing games. He was playing Dungeons and Dragons in bed. Eric Schneiderman. Let's look at the Attorney General, Eric Schneiderman of New York, the big Me Too advocate. The New Yorker, 4 women accuse New York's Attorney General of physical abuse. Eric Schneiderman has raised his profile as a voice against sexual misconduct. Now, after suing Harvey Weinstein, he faces a Me Too reckoning of his own. The French Revolution of liberal morality police. They're all going ahead and being consumed. In this case, I think the Me Too movement is a very good thing overall, But it's not a good thing when it becomes a mob mentality. It's not a good thing when you take someone's word over any evidence. I'm talking about at least give me the location of where Kavanaugh was supposed to be this. And, you know, interestingly enough, also, there was no actual, there was no actual act that took place. The physical contact, there was no actual physical sexual contact. The second accuser has already been interviewed. What do Democrats want? What do Democrats want? They want the FBI to go back in time. Evolving Aaron B. Please inform everyone to make sure to register and double check. As people are telling me they have been bumped off voting lists. Thank you, HA, my favorite YouTuber. Evolving Aaron B. Thank you so very much. And that's true to all 1,122 people. Register and make sure, like Evolving Aaron B. stated 100%, make sure they don't, kick you off or whatever. Tell your friends, carpool, do whatever it takes. You cannot let evil, and you won't. And I'm telling you right now, tell your friends, tell your family, tell everyone you know. If you want to, on social media, go ahead. H.A. Goodman has stated to the world on RT's Crosstalk, on television, in my Daily Caller article, every day, on Twitter, every day, on my channel, every day, everywhere, even when I have dinner. I go to the waiter, November 6th. Yeah, more mustard, please. November 6th, remember my name. Republicans will keep control of the House. And Republicans will gain in the Senate. And 538 right now says 80% chance Democrats take control of the House. Ain't going to happen. They'll be wrong again. Cook Political Report, I think, says 75%. They'll be wrong too. All of these people will be wrong. Super Evil C, thank you. Thank you, Evolving Aaron B, thank you. The Democratic Party will not be able to win the House because it's an amazing economy. They've already lost 8 out of 10 special elections. There's historic favorability numbers for Trump within the Republican Party, something overlooked by Democrats. I don't care what his approval rating is. It's so stupid. Approval rating counts when you have establishment Democrat and establishment Republican, which has always been the case. Trump is not an establishment. You can throw the trends and polls out the window regarding a generic or approval rating. There are 435 different contests in the midterms, 435 different House contests. They're not for generic Republican. They're for Mimi Walters. They're for Dana Rohrabacher. They're for Young Kim. They're for people with names who are Republicans in Republican-held districts that need to be flipped by Democrats who suddenly love Medicare for all, although Nancy Pelosi doesn't, and they will jettison all of that when they lose. You have Andrew Gillum in Florida who will lose to Ron DeSantis because he is relying on Hillary Clinton for money, honey. You cannot be a Bernie Sanders person and rely on Hillary for money. You need to be funded by the grassroots, by the passion, by the energy. And if you lack that energy, maybe you never had the passion and enthusiasm. Maybe it's all a media creation. Maybe Democrats are bluffing. Maybe they're just trying to save face before the eventual collapse. Patriot 95, Democrat Party needs to be defeated and shown a serious butt kicking in 2018. DNC screwed Bernie and blamed Russia, and then they tried to mess Trump and millions of Americans. I am furious. Patriot 95, I am 100% furious, and I will always be furious. And no matter what I think of Bernie And no matter what I think of all these, because I'm disappointed in him, my dying words will be like, they cheated Bernie. They cheated Bernie Sanders, and he's okay with it. So forget about, like, apparently you could just slap Bernie Sanders in the face and he's fine with it. Apparently. I'm obviously being facetious. Obviously, you can go ahead and use an essay he wrote against him about women who enjoy assault, and then he's going to go ahead and try to dissect Kavanaugh and not realize that he's parroting the same vile tactics used against him. Apparently, he's going to go ahead and push the Russia myth that, oh, by the way, was used against him. When they indicted 13 or 12 or whatever Russian nationals who conspired, not hackers, who conspired to hack, aka the agenda, thank you. Patriot 95, when they indicted people who kind of knew the Russian hackers. Ooh, wow. Part of the indictment was that they wanted third party. They wanted third party voters to vote for Bernie. That's how stupid Bernie has become. You go ahead and you continue the Democratic Party talking points. They will never ever talk about Medicare for all again, ever. They're going to blame Bernie Sanders supporters, all 1,127 people. Remember, I'm telling you this, and I tell you every single day. I told you in 2016 Hillary Clinton would lose, and she did lose. I was wrong about two things. Bernie Sanders, but he was cheated. And Hillary Clinton, they covered up for her, so I have the pulse of what's going on. But I am telling you categorically, the Republicans will keep control of the House. That's already essentially set in stone and even bolstered more. With this whole Kavanaugh debacle, Democrats have showed their true colors. They're despicable. They're treacherous. And the Republicans will keep control of the House and the Republicans will gain the Senate, and Democrats will blame Bernie Sanders. They'll blame the Greens. The Green Party is like, they always just hurt the Green Party. I don't know what is. They have this infatuation, this fetish with hurting the Green Party. Hidden for time. Flake is easily pushed around by and delusional. Yeah. Hidden for time. Flake is making a political calculation, probably an economic move. He's like, well, the left will, I'll be a hero on the left. No, he's not a hero on the left. Jeff Flake the left will jettison him faster than they will Bernie after the midterms. Much faster than they will Bernie Sanders. Exactly. How would you respond if your life, work, family, integrity were being destroyed by false accusations? I call for a vote. Oh, I don't want to vote delay. But now they're going back and forth. Avenatti and Dershowitz is hilarious. Is it? Well, the FBI is going to investigate. Well, there you go. The FBI is going to investigate. The FBI investigated, and they investigated allegations that took place fleeting moments in time. That's it. Without any witnesses and without any evidence, you have nothing. Horace! The devil demands your fealty, and the Dems are devils with no disguise. Watch the subservience of even the top Dems. Hashtag am I wrong? Absolutely. And well, the issue also is not only the groupthink. Horace, as always, thank you. Not only the vile, disgusting groupthink, but also the inability for any empathy for what they're doing to Kavanaugh. They don't care. They don't care, Horace. They don't care. They want power at all costs, and they don't care who they step on. And then they will lose, and then they'll go ahead and turn on each other. Democrats have like a dysfunctional relationship with their voters, really dysfunctional. They blame their voters. Democrats are the only political party that blame their voters and not themselves for their failures. Papa D, folks keep blowing off Kavanaugh. Prior background investigation is inadequate. Wrong. They're looking for anything that could be compromised subject. Any vice, tax, gambling, talk to everyone, takes months. Well, this is his 7th investigation. This is his 7th FBI investigation. Meanwhile, we still haven't had a real FBI investigation for Hillary Clinton. Where's the real FBI investigation for Clinton? I mean, where's the real FBI investigation for Clinton? We still haven't really had one. We still haven't really had an FBI investigation where, people that weren't already on the take What's taking place now is a travesty, an absolute travesty. And Democrats will be rewarded in kind. They will absolutely be rewarded. Absolutely be rewarded. They will absolutely be rewarded. On November 6, 2018. To the 1,150 people. Tell everyone you know to watch this channel on November 6, 2018, even November 5th, 2018. November 5th, November 6th. Tell everyone you know, because it's going to be a reckoning. There's going to be political retribution, just like there was on November 8th. And guess what? On November 7th, 2016, 60% of Americans had an unfavorable view of Trump. To the 1,146 people watching, Papa D, Horace, to everyone. What happened on November 7th? November 7th, 60% of Americans had an unfavorable view. November 8th, he was president of the United States of America, Trump. Don't talk to me about approval ratings. Approval ratings count if you're Obama or Bush or Clinton or Herbert Walker or whatever. We live in a hyper-partisan, hyper-polarized environment where true differences count. You need to be the antithesis of someone. You cannot be more militant than Trump and claim to be a Democrat. You can't say, well, I don't care about, this, kneeling or whatever. It's, that's fine. But then don't say you're so patriotic because you love John Brennan. That doesn't make any sense. Don't say that you care about the country, but you're focused only about Russian election interference. The DNC is not America. Even if the DNC was hacked, that doesn't mean they hacked our election. That means they hacked the DNC. And what we learned, well, first of all, they didn't, but let's just assume. And look, I was very honored the other day. Mrs. Christine Assange stated that, she was just very gracious and, said I wrote some great articles. She was really wonderful because somebody was trying to attack me. A Julian Assange supporter was trying to attack me for being a Trump voter. And he doesn't speak for all Julian Assange supporters, just speaks for himself. But Mrs. Christine Assange defended me. It was very, very gracious of her. And she's a remarkable woman. And I have always, always, always in my writing, in my channel, on social media, everything, stated that Julian Assange should be free. He is a publisher. He is owed compensation. And that's another reason to hate the left. The left has abandoned Julian Assange. And there are more conservatives who and libertarians especially, who defend him. The left wants to censor things. They want to censor truth. And they want to go ahead and if they can't call you a horrible person, they're going to say you help horrible people. There's no logic on the left. It's just pure emotion, pure hatred. That's it. They don't care. They really don't care. They just want to hurt. They just want to go ahead and bully people. They want to go ahead and hurt people. They just want to go ahead and bully people. Thank you, Sean, for the link to the Senator Hirono. The FBI probe is already shaping up to be a farce, but Hillary Clinton's FBI probe was fantastic. They will lose on November 6, 2018. They will lose. Republicans will keep the House despite the 80% chance 538 gave them, or 75% chance that the Cook Political Report or whatever gave them. I am on RT's crosstalk stating that it's my pinned tweet at H.A. Goodman author. My Daily Caller article states that. I state that every day, and I will continue to, because when I obsess about something, I never stop. Republicans will keep control of the House and gain in the Senate. And please be here on this channel. You will see the ultimate meltdown of epic proportions on the left. God bless everyone. Thank you so much. To my super chat, thank you. Hit subscribe. Tell your friends. Hit subscribe right now. And ladies and gentlemen, before we go, here is my latest upload. 1,144 people. Definitely check out that upload. I just went ahead and shared it with everyone. It's a condensed version of this segment. Ladies and gentlemen, have a beautiful Sunday. This week is going to be amazing. And it's a countdown. It is a countdown until November 6th. God bless everyone. Thank you.